You ever warn someone again and again, and they just don't listen? Well, when that someone is the guy responsible for half your company's electrical systems. He leaves the company's server wide open to anyone sometimes. Justice comes dressed in hot pink. If you've ever worked with someone reckless who ignored every rule, hit that like button right now. Because today's story, it's about one man's perfect revenge, a quiet, delicious descent into Barbie hell. I worked for a high-tech company that built automation, systems think HVAC lighting, security networks. We were the brains behind entire buildings. My job was security. I made sure no one could mess with our clients' data or our own network. Our shop was impressive view, L-certified panels, gleaming servers, cameras blinking in the dark. It was the kind of place you'd proudly show to clients, and that's why it burned me alive inside when I'd walk in and see his computer wide open, logged in, and completely unattended. He was the head electrician. Let's call him Gary. Now, Gary was a brilliant electrician, but when it came to digital security, he was a caveman with a hammer. He'd leave his computer logged into the same server where my clients' personal data lived, names, access codes, camera credentials. I can't even describe how dangerous that was. It was like leaving the front door of Fort Knox wide open with a please enter sign. I'd mention it casually at first. Hey Gary, you might want to lock your workstation when you leave your desk. He'd wave me off. Relax, man. No one's gonna hack your precious cameras. He said it like I was paranoid, like I was the weirdo who cared too much about things he didn't understand. It wasn't just about security. It was about respect. He dismissed me. Every single time. I tried everything. I added an auto-lock timer. E disabled. Italiano. I put up signs. Lock your workstation. Protect client data. He laughed. I even gave him a verbal warning, and his response was, come on, man. You security guys think everyone's out to get you. Chill. That was it. That's when something inside me clicked. If he wouldn't learn through professionalism, he was going to learn through education. And oh, I had just the lesson planned. Every time Gary left his computer open, I made a tiny adjustment. It started small, just changing one of his bookmarked supplier links. He had a list of over 190 vendors he used regularly. One day, I changed one. GE circuit breakers. It now led to a Barbie collector website. He never noticed. Next time, Carol Kaba. Redirected to a Barbie auction site. Still no reaction. That's when I realized this man never looked at his own bookmarks closely, which meant I had creative freedom. So I went all in. Over the next few weeks, each time his workstation sat unlocked, it became a little more fabulous. His browser theme, Barbie pink. His email font, cursive, bright fuchsia. His desktop wallpaper, a sparkling Barbie dream house with rainbows and glitter. Even his folder icons slowly shifted to little pink handbags and hearts. I didn't rush it. Revenge is best slow cooked. The secret was patience so gradual, he'd think he was going crazy. My coworker, Dan, started catching on. Dude, he whispered one morning, is it just me? Or does Gary's computer look like Barbie threw up on it? I grinned. Patience. Done. This is art. Every few days, we'd watch his computer evolve. The day his Outlook signature turned into Barbie Dream Electrical's ink, I almost cried laughing. Still, he didn't notice. Weeks pass. We joked that his PC had more pink than a teenage girl's bedroom. Then, one glorious, quiet afternoon, it happened. Gotti sat, typed something, froze, then screamed, "Why is everything on my computer about Barbie?" The whole shop went silent. He clicked through his bookmarks, one by one, shouting, "What the Barbie outlet? Barbie vintage auctions. Who did this?" Then came the line that would live in office legend forever. "My computer is in Barbie hell." Don leaned over his cubicle, tears in his eyes from laughter. I just sat back, calm, watching Gary's pink nightmare unfold like a masterpiece unveiling. The best part wasn't the screaming. It wasn't even the pink fonts. It was the silence afterward, the realization on his face that he'd been stupid, and someone finally called him out for it. Not with yelling, not with lectures, but with Barbie. After about 10 minutes of chaos, Don looked at me and whispered, "You're a bastard." I smirked, pulled a small USB stick from my pocket, twirling it between my fingers. "Go be the hero," I said, tossing it to him. Remind him things can get a lot worse than Barbie. Dan plugged it in, restored Garias, original files, and pretended to be the tech savior of the day. Gary practically hugged him. As for me, I just watched, silently satisfied. From that day forward, every workstation in that shop was locked tighter than Fort Knox. Even Gary became paranoid, triple-checking before walking away. Funny thing, a few weeks later, during a company tour, our CEO mentioned how security has improved lately. Gary nodded proudly, like he had something to do with it, and me. I just smiled. You know, revenge doesn't always have to be cruel. Sometimes the sweetest justice is a mere one that shows someone exactly how ridiculous they've been, in a shade of hot pink they'll never forget. Because sometimes, revenge doesn't need to ruin someone. It just needs to teach them, in bright, glittery pink. If this story made you laugh or reminded you of that one coworker who just never listened, smash that like button. Drop a comment below. What is the funniest or most satisfying revenge you've ever seen at work? And hey, subscribe for more stories where karma comes dressed in glitter. Thanks for watching.